It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And you're watching Sports Icons. Subscribe. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Champ.
Now, ever since Anthony Joshua became a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, there's been a fair bit of criticism from fans and boxing experts alike toward Andy Ruiz Jr. for his performance and the fact that he came in as heavy as what he did, etc., etc. Now, I do understand a lot of the criticism, but for me, I think that even if Andy Ruiz Jr. came in even lighter, whether that be 20 pounds lighter or whatever it may be, it would have been exactly the same. The tactics that Joshua had, Ruiz is never going to be fast enough to be able to get to Anthony Joshua with the tactics that Joshua implemented. So for me, the weight was never going to be an issue. Ruiz could have come in even heavier, even lighter. It would have made no difference in my personal opinion. Now, something that I think that a lot of people are forgetting is, first of all, a lot of people who are criticising Andy Ruiz Jr. and his performance were also saying that he was going to beat Anthony Joshua. So that's the first one. Now, I think what a lot of people are forgetting is that Andy Ruiz Jr. does deserve a lot of credit. Yes, of course, ever since he became champion, at times he was acting like a bit of a diva with some of the things that he was saying, all that kind of thing. And I didn't agree with a lot of it. Now, many of you guys know I spoke to Andy Ruiz Jr. A few times, and this was before he got the fight with Anthony Joshua. And of course, I was doing petitions and polls and things like that to try and get him the Joshua fight as well, just to change his financial situation around. By the way, you're welcome, Andy. Now, what Andy Ruiz Jr. has done by defeating Anthony Joshua, he has set new records, okay? And the records are very, very simple, and the ones that may never be broken again. And some of them can't be broken again. First of all, he's the first ever Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. That can never be equaled. And even if another Mexican does become heavyweight champion of the world, to outdo Andy Ruiz Jr., they're also going to have to be a unified heavyweight champion of the world, or go one step further and be an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Because Andy Ruiz Jr. is not only heavyweight champion of the world, but unified heavyweight champion of the world. Okay? He also became the very first person to defeat Anthony Joshua. And who knows, maybe he'll go down in the history books as the only guy to ever defeat Anthony Joshua. You never know how boxing is going to go. It's unlikely, it's heavyweight. Joshua is a very good chance that in the next 8, 9, maybe 10 years of him being a boxer, he's going to take another loss or two along the way. But currently, he's the very first guy to defeat Anthony Joshua. Also, let's not forget that how many fighters can say that they've fought in Saudi Arabia as heavyweight world champion? None. Andy Ruiz Jr. is the very first heavyweight champion of the world to defend his belts in Saudi Arabia. That's a record that can never be changed. In addition to the fact that they built a stadium specifically for Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. can both look back on that one, regardless of how they feel about the fight, and say, they actually built a stadium for us. How many fighters can say that? Not many. Really, not many. In addition to the fact, Andy Ruiz Jr., with those two fights, he's changed his fortunes. Turned around. He never has to work a day in his life if he doesn't want to. He never has to. He can live the life of luxury from now until the day he gets put 6 feet under. He's going to have stories and whatever else to tell his grandkids. And his kids and his grandkids are going to be pretty fortunate. As long as he's not stupid with the money, of course. But his fortunes have been changed around. His family's fortunes have been changed around. How many fighters can actually leave the sport of boxing with a very, very healthy bank balance? Very few. So again, Andy Ruiz Jr. deserves a lot of credit. In addition to the fact that he was one of the very, very few people who did actually step up and take the Joshua fight on short notice. Ruiz was supposed to lose that fight, let's not forget. This was supposed to be Anthony Joshua's coming out party in the United States of America. Ruiz wasn't supposed to beat Joshua at that point. People may call it a lucky punch or a punch from the gods. We could certainly go down that route. But the fact is, he threw the punch and it landed. So we do have to give Andy Ruiz Jr. a lot of credit, a hell of a lot of credit. And I hope people do. Because I know that a lot of people are giving Andy Ruiz Jr. stick for the fact that he's saying that he didn't really train very well. He's coming out with like all these kind of excuses. And while some of it may have been true, but ultimately I think, as I said before, no matter what it was that Andy Ruiz Jr. was going to do in the rematch, the result was going to be the same. Regardless. But either way, I think that people should give Andy Ruiz Jr. a bit more respect. And I know that a lot of people are going to be enjoying the moment in the sense of Andy Ruiz Jr. suddenly had a lot of fans that were never his fan before. I was always a fan of Andy Ruiz Jr., but he got a whole drove of them, and along with that came a lot of negativity towards Joshua, towards UK and things like that, which was unnecessary, that's for sure. And of course, the British fans now, the Joshua fans, are now reveling in the moment, going back at them, saying, well, where are you? And all this kind of thing. And are you going to give Anthony Joshua the credit that you were once giving Andy Ruiz Jr.? I understand that, but ultimately, just leave him alone. Just let him get on with it. At the end of the day, your words ain't going to make them feel any worse than what they already do right now. And listen, Andy Ruiz Jr. may be the only ever heavyweight champion of the world with Mexican heritage. It may never, ever happen again. He became a global name overnight. And he enjoyed it. Who wouldn't? I certainly would. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.